And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We are going to be getting back into this here. Hope you had a great break. We have another ZVT. It's going to be DRG versus Cure. Oh boy, Cure still has not dropped a series this entire tournament. DRG, like Lambo, has had a rough time here. Hasn't won his first series yet.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. My prediction is I feel like Cure is going to kind of blitz through DRG, but DRG is a player that can be very surprising at times. And I think of him almost as like a Zerg version of Ryong, where I feel like if he plays to his full potential, he can beat anyone and in a very standard game as well. But we do sometimes see him, playing a bit under the level that we expect from him.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be an interesting one. As you said, I do think that Cure is one of the favorite players to make it through everything, but just because he's a favorite doesn't mean that, he's unbeatable, right? He can be taken down. It can happen. It can occur. Likewise, to bring it back to Group A, Maru had a hard time getting out of the group as well. Maru, he barely edged it out of his own group, so there are chances for DRG.
Yeah, I mean, there is something that both those two players have in common that does make it difficult for them to win games, and it's that they play Terran. No, definitely, I do feel like Cure, he can sometimes take some risks, and DRG can sometimes pull out some very unusual styles. He is a big fan of mutas, which is something that's very much not in the meta at the moment, and sometimes that can interact in strange ways with these builds, but I do have some concerns just because I feel like last time I was seeing Beyond play these 2 racks low ground openings, he kind of just blitzed through DRG, and Cure has shown that he's very, very good with this style.
Yeah, I'm concerned about that as well. I do think that DRG, out of the other Korean Zerg players, hasn't had the strongest reactions and responses. So I am a little bit concerned, but do wish him the best coming into this next game, into this series. I do think that DRG is a strong contender here to make it out of the group, but he's had a rough start, really rough start.
Yeah, that's for sure, but we'll have to see if he can make it back. This would be a huge confidence boost for him as well if he's able to take down one of the favorites in this group.
Oh yeah, exactly. And yeah, as soon as Cure comes back to us, we'll be getting into the game. Just gonna be taking a moment here to get ready, just having a bit of a gander of his room as well. It looks like, do you think they live in the same apartment complex? They've got pretty similar doors.
It looks really similar. They look like they're on different sides of the same door.
We were talking about it yesterday. We were watching DRG, and over on the left-hand side, you can see another monitor in the background. It's like, does he have a roommate? Is there someone else like gaming with him? I don't think it's Cure, but there's someone else. There's someone in the dark behind
Someone
DRG.
out there.
Yeah.
Oh, you think it's dark?
Well, I hope not. I worry for whoever is living with dark and has to endure.
He kept up late at night.
Yeah.
By the whips.
Oh god. I'm jealous, Mark. I'm jealous. It is. We'll leave it at that. Oh god.
Also, regardless, very interesting bans. If this is, if these are on the right side, these are very strange bans.
Yeah. We saw Altitude and Ancient Cistern banned from Lambo last time, but from Ryong last time, which makes a lot of sense. But really interesting to see DRG go for them instead.
Yeah, DRG wanting to avoid the bigger maps, I suppose, where Cure can really, lock things down and play a big drawn-out late game. I think that kind of shows where his mindset's at with this matchup, that he doesn't really want to be playing a long game against Cure.
Yeah. That's kind of the read that we're getting here, is that DRG maybe wants to be more aggressive, more mid-game oriented. We'll see how much luck he has with that on Neo Humanity, because we will be seeing game 2, regardless of how this goes. So yeah, I'm really curious to see what his approach is going to be and how he wants to deal with Cure.
Yeah, I'm shocked that we're actually going to be getting Neo Humanity. I feel like you could only really get that in a matchup between 2 Koreans, and I feel like we're going to be seeing something very interesting coming out on that map. It's not only a map that we see play in a standard way.
100%. And yeah, that's why I appreciate casting, the Korean weeklies all the time. They are not afraid of neo-humanity at all, unlike all these other foreigners that fear it for no good reason. Embrace it, Papi, embrace it. It's full of clown games.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, embrace it. That's why you have it unvetoed, right? Like,
Oh no, I just watch it. I watch from afar. I like watching, Papi. I don't want to get involved.
you lead others to a rich that you yourself can't have.
Exactly. Yeah, I live vicariously through them, It's beautiful.
Well, yeah, that'll be very interesting when we get to it. But Babylon's going to be the first map here. DRG picking that out as well. So I wonder if there's something about that map that he does prefer. I do think that it's not the best Reaper map, so maybe he's just very much expecting this Reaper opening from Cure, and that's the map where he feels like he'll have the best chance.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. And actually, we may have an answer here.
Answer the wrong way around.
No. If I. As I address production as we're about to get into the game, I believe there is a clean feed going on, a Discord clean feed at the moment, which may be beneficial, but here we go. We're getting in, and in the bottom right-hand corner, we have DRG.
Alrighty, in the top left-hand corner of the map, looking like one of the best Terrans in the world right now, this is Cure.
I also just realized we can't really use it. It's
Yeah, no, we need Discord.
Yeah. There's a Discord clean feed going on to help with the stuttering that's been happening. But like we would have to join it, but we also have to hear each other because we're casting through Discord. So it's like, yeah, not the best solution, unfortunately. Yeah.
Cure's so
We're getting
smart. His brain's so big. His
He's
brain's
not
so
too
big.
axing. Oh,
He's not.
He's crazy.
And I think it's very much deliberately because of the map choice and because of DRG's bans in general. I feel like DRG has been very face up about the fact that he wants to counter the three Reaper style, and Cure's just going to tell him, "All right, I don't have to play that."
Well, but is this a blessing in disguise? Is Cure playing into DRG's hands? I wonder. Is this going to play out? And yeah, it's been the first time that we have seen a Cure play this way in quite some time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, last time I saw Cure do this, Dark rewarded him for playing, the more fun to play against opener by immediately all-inning him.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But
God.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what DRG's approach to this is. But something I do want to touch on is just how good Cure's been lately. This is a conversation I was having with someone lately that feels like Cure might even be better than Maru at the moment. Feels like sacrilege to say that, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Cure has been on fire, and it's hard to really get behind that sentiment just because he doesn't have the results, right? Like it's hard to be like, oh, he's playing better than Mario, but like I feel like we need to see like a big win out of Cure, and this could be it. This could be his tournament. He's been looking really damn good. I think we're all looking forward to seeing Cure perform well and really show off what we all know he's capable of. But we'll see if he can get out of the group, because for now, Reaper is going to be dancing here with the Lings. Did force out 6 Lings out of DRG as well instead of the regular 2. Sorry, 4.
Yep. So DRG just being extra safe. It is something that some of the Korean players favor. My God, what did I say? Korean players flavor.
Flavor?
Flavor. Yeah.
What do they
it's
taste
their
like?
Flavor. Salty. But like in a good way, like a prawn cracker.
Yeah, like a good salty like tinge to it, twang.
Yeah. Solar does this, Dark does this as well, and I guess DRG likes it too.
It's beautiful. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Don't worry about it. Just go with it. just nod and wave.
Yeah. I like it salty.
All this Terran stuff, but yeah. Kyo has been doing well lately. He came second in Gamers 8, so he's been
Mhm.
showing some great results and showing a lot of confidence and looking fantastic. TVP has always been a matchup that he's been looking very strong in, but his TvZ has been he's probably been the best Terran in TvZ lately, which is, really cool to see him
Mhm.
broadening out his expertise.
Exactly. For a long time, he's been known and still known as the best TVP player in the world, but now he's really flaunting his skill against Zerg players, and not even in just like standard fashions. We've seen him really just explore the matchup as well. It's really amazing to see. And we're kind of seeing that here as he's going for a 3cc opener into Banshee, so standard stuff out of Cure for the time being. So DRG is kind of getting what he wanted. He's getting a more comfortable mid game here, but Cure, he's still just kind of ramping up in that aggression.
Yeah, the old standard coming out from Cure. This is what we would have said was absolutely standard just a few months ago, but something that we haven't been seeing quite as much anymore. I think it's still a very solid style, though.
Oh yeah, very solid indeed. And we can see DRG just, again, vying for map control for the time being. He's working on his lair at a standard timing, should be working on his Baneling nest. There we go, it's on the way. No fast Evo chambers, no fast upgrades. Pretty standard stuff out of DRG.
Absolutely. There we go. Kira's going to be getting that third landed there, getting everything on the way. So, yeah, it's just going to be the standard 3cc game plan from him. So, very strong economy here. Should have a pretty decent push around the 7-minute mark. And he's just going to be looking mostly to keep this creep under control and eventually outgrow DRG.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, DRG was able to at least disrupt the economy at the third base a little bit with that league run by. But here we go. The Banshees have arrived. They're going to be looking to delay that fourth base. Hellions are getting ready to potentially dive into one of those mineral lines as well. That was a cancel on the fourth by those Banshees.
Yeah, great stuff. Cure is going to be delaying that fourth very heavily at DRG, not feeling confident enough to send those queens out to deny that. And Cure also splitting off just a few Hellions to make sure that this creep isn't breaking through the center of the map. So Cure just doing his usual thing, being very methodical, very tidy with this work. And this is kind of how he approaches TvZ. He will just incrementally make small leads, keeping the creep back, taking out a few drones here and there, a few lings here and there. He never really forces anything.
Definitely. As we do switch scenes over and we remove the cams, I think just gonna be, making sure we keep that. Oh God, where are we going? As oh my,
We're on the desktop.
we're
We're going
going
into
back to the
QQ.
desktop. We're going back into the game where we've we apologize for some of the technical issues here that we do have at the moment. But we're back. Thank God. It's okay.
Beautiful. It's they were just censoring for Zerg eyes what the Banshees were doing to the drones there. You guys, you Zerg players in the chat, you can thank the production there.
I've seen it before. It's scarring actually. I'm never gonna forget it. It's like it's like some early
Etched
2000s.
in your brain, of course.
Yeah.
It's like the Ring. Like you see it crawling through the TV, you just can't unsee it even though you want to.
I was gonna say cups were involved.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with that now.
And here we go. We do have Cure just setting up outside the third base, a very potent position here. Sorry, outside the fourth base, really potent position, especially with those tanks. He's keeping his Hellions back here to help deny any kind of surround, turning them into Hellbats.
Yep, he is just going to be sitting those on the tanks, making sure he keeps the tank safe. Beautiful positioning here from Cure. These are the absolute hallmarks of Cure in this matchup. Just very careful positioning and slowly setting these pushes up. And he'll be happy just to keep this position here as he starts to push the other side of the map.
But here we go. The Link Bane is rolling on in as well. The Banes will crash into those Hellbats, and the tanks are going to get cleaned up as well.
Oh my goodness.
God, as he barely gets away.
Insane trades there for Cure. That was pretty much just game winning on the spot. I mean, look at the supply right now.
Exactly. The tank volleys were crazy, and we still have more on the field. That fifth base is not going to get up and running. It's going to go down. We still have Marines towards the south as well, so the Cure drops will not stop. DRG is sending everything across the map. And he was thinking about going for a counterattack, but no, he pulls back. And how can he keep up?
Yeah, Kyoto's being so tidy with his work, only taking good trades here, takes out that base towards the north, and there is so little here for DRG. DRG scrambling to get a defense going, but Kyo is just going to take his time with this, just going to clear out creep, slowly reinforce his positions, not throw this one away, and he is looking in a fantastic position.
As we do have another reinforcement point here towards the south. We have a lot of tanks rocking up as well, getting ready for the end here. DRG, his supply blocked, he can't even rebuild. 5 overlords are in production, they're not going to finish in time. Cure, he's getting ready for that second push.
Yeah, I mean, just look at that minimap. Cure is suffocating DRG. Every place that creep could be exiting and spreading, Cure is on top of him.
He really is, and here we go. Now the push is starting. We do have a lot of banelings here to help deal with this, but we can see that, oh my god, there's still so many tanks behind this, getting so many shots off.
Yeah, the tanks are going to be smashing into these Marines here. Cure picking up everything he can, goes into the main as well. The tanks continuing to take good trades against those banelings. DRG really struggling in the supply, struggling to spread his units out enough to deal with this.
Yeah, exactly. As we have that drop into the main, we still have a push looking to deny the 5th base. DRG has actually split up his army to try to keep up with this, but I'm just waiting for the next wave of reinforcements. Like, Cure, he is max. It's crazy how much, there we go. It's crazy to see how much momentum he has this game, and here comes the real army, the main army for Cure.
Yeah, Cure keeping the bulk of the army home until that 2-2 kicks in, but that moment is now. 2-2 is alive and well. We have so little creep here on this left-hand side. Cure is going to be able to set up very comfortably here with his push, and there is just so little here for DRG. That's about 10 banelings, nothing else. Just Lings and Hydras trying to hold on as Cure is smashing on through.
Yeah, I've seen this before. The moment of despair when you realize that you've been fighting your heart out, you've been surviving barely, and then you realize that, oh, it's like a scouting force. Like, like that was not the real army at all. That was not his final form, and now it has arrived, and it's looking devastating.
That was just the play that comes before us. We do have Cure poking in from the top here, trying to get some damage on that upper base as well, but just never letting DRG get a hold of what he is doing at all. DRG might have to fight this.
That's a really different way to put it. When you arrive and it was just full play, and now you're not ready for the real thing, Asher. Oh god, we've been there before. And then no one is satisfied. Oh, Smooch.
I think Kyo's going to be satisfied at the end of this as he does continue to put the pressure on. Tank's going to be running on through the middle here, and this parade push just continues on.
Here we go. The tanks are arriving. Some of them are in siege, to be fair, and DRG is going to be able to collapse. Oh, never mind. He's going to try to collapse on them, but the tanks are ready for it. The Link Bait is getting annihilated. The Hydras are trying to close the distance here, but there's just too much Terran.
Yeah, Kyo flying in from behind with those extra medevacs, dropping Marines on top of those Banelings. There is just nothing DRG can do. His micro has been really good. His army split has been absolutely fantastic considering how little he has, but there is just nothing you can really do to make up for that kind of deficit. GG is called.
GG, well played. Kira, he could go all night, and DRG had to tap out then and there. 5 minutes in. GG, Jesus, what a performance there out of Cure. What a strong showing from him as well, as we were kind of pointing out, just in full control there, and DRG really struggling from almost the beginning, struggling to take his 4th base initially and really get any momentum.
Yeah, that's right. That first fight just went absolutely amazing from Cure, and a player like Cure who is so methodical and so careful is really not going to throw away a lead like that. But we do have Neo Humanity coming up next, and DRG is the kind of player that I think is going to have something crafty prepared here.
Yeah, we do have something, or hopefully we can have something a little bit different here on Neo Humanity. As you mentioned, based on the bans of DRG, it doesn't look like he wants a long game. It doesn't look like he wants a late game scenario against Cure. I feel like we're expecting more of an all-in, more of a big timing attack, maybe with some roaches.
Yeah, could it be? I'm feeling roaches as well. That's exactly what I have in mind. I feel like we're going to be seeing some kind of roach queen. Yeah, that's something that's been very good on this on Neo Humanity.
Oh yeah, exactly. So that's kind of what we are reading, and I'm sure Cure has that in the back of his mind as well. What does Rufus think? What does he think?
He's getting very frustrated that it's not a comfortable sitting position for him. He's kind of hanging off my leg.
I was about to say,
I feel his tail like swooshing. He's like, you need to sit more comfortably for me.
I was about to say, is he like in between like your knee and your shoulder? Is that what's happening right now? Is that?
Yeah, it's kind of wedged in. I don't know why he likes sitting like this, but he'll like climb into this position when I have one knee up.
Beautiful. He feels safe, Bobby. He's in between Asher. Oh,
he's warm.
Beautiful. Shout out to Rufus. Oh. And we are just gonna. I'm trying to sleep, you animal. What are you doing right now? Does he get there when you're laddering as well? See.
No. The knee's not up when I'm laddering. This is We'll come back to it anyway. Bottom right hand corner here. This is DRG. Oh. He really liked or didn't like that.
And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have a Cure. That was quite something. I think we just saw. I don't know what we saw.
He lasted 5 minutes in the last game. He only lasted 5 seconds in this game.
Oh god. But you know what? He's still going, Pop. He's still going, and I appreciate that.
He's gonna pretend it didn't happen.
Oh, we're getting too real, Asher. We're getting too. Oh, god.
As we do see, you are going to be going for that low ground Chirac open eye that he has been so well known for in the last few months.
Exactly. We're just going to spend a little bit more time here on the openers, and hopefully we don't notice. As we are getting ready, we do have that 2 racks here from Cure, as you're mentioning. Something that we were lacking and missing in game 1, but if you were missing it, we got it for you. We got it for you here and now in game 2. I appreciate it. This is the Cure we know and love.
And if something did go wrong, maybe Cure's going to come in with the Reapers and he's going to see the army looks a little bit small and he's going to say it's a bit smaller than I expected. What happened?
I could see the wheels turning. I could see you were thinking about that for a while there. Oh god.
But it's not a 3x Reaper. It's just going to be the 3 Reaper opening that we have become so used to in this opening. Cure very often going into 3cc off of this.
It was always that size. What do you mean?
Who are you thinking of?
It's just a little cold. Don't worry about it. So we're getting into this. Oh god. Reapers are on the way, as you were saying. Again, it's only going to be 3 Reapers for map control from a Cure. Nothing too crazy, nothing too intense, but it's going to be containing DRG to 2 bases, and that's something to bear in mind, is that DRG is staying on 2 bases, has delayed his start by quite a bit.
Yeah, it looks like DRG here, he's gone for some kind of variant of the 15 hatch. So he does have these queens out a little bit earlier, but he actually skipped Lings. And that's going to make this a very tricky hold, especially if Cure is able to get some good damage on the queens now. That's something that's going to add up as he goes on. But there we go. We do see the 3rd CC coming down for Cure.
Yeah, we actually saw this last night from Lambo, if I'm not mistaken, going for this 15 hatch on Near Humanity. I believe Lambo actually went gasless, though, with this and snuck out a 3rd base instead. But we do see DRG going for 2 base lair.
Yeah, I think potentially DRG might have been intending to go gasless with this, or at least intending to, be a little bit more greedy. I think he did get slightly unlucky with the openers here, but oh, okay, a lair and a Roach Warren. I'm feeling Nidus.
Oh, yeah. There is no Ling speed with this. Bear that in mind. So just pure Roaches, whether it's Nidus or Roach speed, and all-in is going to be upon us here from DRG, which is kind of what we expected. We expected some kind of timing attack. I was expecting like a Roach 1-1 timing attack, but here we'll see if this gets scattered as the Reapers, they do push in.
Yeah, DRG's done a really good job linking these bases with creep, so the queens are going to be able to continue to respond here, but one of them is getting very low. The queen is going to be going down at the cost of a single Reaper. Not a bad trade there for Cure, but Cure has to be a little bit worried about what's going on here.
Well, especially because even though even though one of the Reapers died, Kira did see the lair. He saw the lair morphing in. He's fully aware of how early that lair is, and that is not normal. He's going to be rotating over. He checks the linear third base. He's going to be checking the center third as well. He should recognize that something is wrong. Something should be coming his way.
Yeah, pretty much a two-base roach setup coming out here from DRG, and on a map this short, that can be terrifying. Cure is going to have to realize that it's not that he's gotten so much damage, but it's also that DRG has a... I feel like, I don't know, this doesn't happen at pro level, but sometimes when in games, early game goes extremely well, you don't always think that there's a cheese coming. Sometimes you just think that they're really behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I don't have that problem. I can get ahead in the other game, and I know that it feels uneasy sometimes, Papi. When you get so much damage done, you know that something is wrong. And exactly,
the BCs are coming.
They're coming, Papi. They're coming. And what's important is that the Reapers also saw the Roaches ahead of time as well. So Cure is fully aware of the two-base Roach play, whether it's a Nidus or Roach speed. I'm sure Cure has been able to piece it together. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a Nidus by now. The drop is moving out across the map. DRG is knocking down those rocks. He's cutting workers here at 46, making nothing but Roaches.
Yeah, wow. Cure maybe reading this as a defensive Roach play or just being very confident in an entrenched tank position. He is not giving this much respect at all.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And here we go. The Roach Ravager is pushing forward across the map. And Cure, does he have enough at home to defend here? It looks like he may have to even give it the low ground.
Yeah, looks like DRG has rallied his strength. He's reached deep into that drawer, the chest of drawers, and he's found a gas station pill here. And he is going to be smashing on through with the Ravagers.
Oh my god, he's blue and game for a reason. As here we go, the Biles are going to be connected. The first tank is going to be going down. The Marines start struggling to really hold on. The bunker is not done yet. The drop has to come back home.
Yeah, this Roach is going to be battering down, but the tank position is so strong. He's going to be losing some Raxes, but Cure has some wiggle room here with the hold. I am a little bit worried, though. The Roach reinforcements clearing up that double drop, and suddenly there is nothing here for Cure. I think DRG's actually found the punish here.
He has done it. GG. DRG with the two-base Roach all in, and Cure not taking it seriously. He assumed it was over. It was done. But alas, DRG was able to, I guess, hide that well enough.
Yeah, DRG, he can go all night, and he is ready for that best of three here. I do feel like this did look like a very convincing punish, specifically to this opener of Cure. And I wonder if that is something that we're going to be seeing more and more, because this 3cc opener off the 2 racks on the low ground, Cure is looking unstoppable with it at Gamers 8, but as these Zerg players get a bit more familiar with it, they might be able to formulate some of these responses.
Yeah, we've been seeing that a lot from Dark. We're seeing that a little bit here from DRG as well. But I do feel like, especially this two-base all-in variation, again, like Cure, it did feel like he wasn't really maybe reading it correctly. I was really surprised to see him move out with his drop play the way that he was and trying to harass instead. To be fair, even if he was at home, there's no like guarantee that he would have been able to hold, but at least, you know, the bunkers would have been done, right? Like those bunkers were thrown down in a very, very reactive manner.
Yeah, I definitely don't think Cure was taking this too seriously. I do feel like the map maybe works for DRG in that regard, where Cure might have just thought it was a defensive setup, where DRG was just going to get maybe 10 roaches and then drone up quite heavily off the back of that.
Yeah. It does seem to be the case, and that means we are going to the ace match. We're going to game number 3. We have a series. Oh boy, and it is all going to end here on Royal Blood. Can DRG pull off the upset? Can he get his first win here of the night?
Yeah, and this would be a massive scalp to take down. Cure looking a little bit uneasy just knowing how one-sided that match was, but game 3 here, it is going to be on Royal Blood. It's a map with a pretty similar rush distance, but not so close third to third like that.
Exactly. And here we go. In the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Zerg player. It is DRG.
At the bottom left-hand corner of the map here, this is a Cure in the red. Currently teamless.
Yeah, both players currently teamless. They both were teammates a couple of weeks ago. If you remember, they were both on Team Abydos. At the moment, they are free agents. Unfortunately, not being picked up. Recently, I don't know if you saw, but the teams for the WTL qualifiers were announced.
Yeah, I've been going through those. They're very interesting. There's some
Hmm.
really cool stuff in there. I'm actually so hyped for the freaks. I want to see the old men, smashing through the
Yeah.
qualifiers.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really curious to see what kind of form they're in as well. But it's really cool to see all those old names that come back in form. I I hope that maybe one of these teams can pick up some of these players though, like the ex Abydos
Mhm.
boys, DRG, Cure. Nightmare did find a team. Nightmare did find a home with Maturino Esports. That was announced
Yeah.
yesterday, I believe. So shout
Mhm.
out to Nightmare, but there's still a couple of other free agents.
Yeah, Maturina looking very strong with that pickup, so they're one to keep an eye on. I'm also kind of keeping an eye on the Roddy team. I know that they're actually using Euthermal for the qualifiers.
Yeah, yeah. We had some interesting pickups and some interesting transfers when it came to some players leaving Team Roddy. But for them to pick up Euthermal and Special as well,
Yeah.
suddenly they're a contender.
Yeah, they are looking really strong, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Euthermal in a team league context because I think he is
Hmm.
pretty close to the best player in the world when it comes to snipe builds. He just
Yeah.
has really weird snipe builds that are
Mhm.
a blast to watch.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So, well, I'm sure we'll get into that in the coming weeks as we will be casting the WTL qualifiers as we always do. But now we're getting ready here for the ace match, and for the time being, Cure not going for a 2-racks, going for a standard opener instead with only a single barracks.
Yeah, looks like that response from DRG definitely left an impression on him. He is going to be returning to this more standard setup with the racks on the high ground. Should just be a 3CC into a 1-1-1 setup. And he did go for he did skip out on his SEV scout as well, which I
Mhm.
think is, a fairly safe thing to do against DRG. DRG is more of a mid-game orientated player.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll see who does get phased first in this game of chicken, who arrives first here in this final game, because we've been seeing both players have kind of explosive results in game one and game two. They've both had their time to shine. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this game we're more likely to have Cure taking things a little bit more slowly, feeling confident in his macro. He is,
Yeah,
very strong when he does get the game uh, into more of a stable state.
exactly. There's no rush. It's not a race. You don't have to, get too ahead of yourself. It's just calm down, Bobby. Calm down.
Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
as long as both of you arrive at the finish line at some point, it's going to be a
Yeah.
good time.
Exactly. It's not a competition, It's it's I mean, it can be fun sometimes to I mean, it is a competition, I guess. It's fine. I'll stop it there. Oh god.
What are you, where are you going with this? My God.
Oh my
Where's the
god.
line, lad? Where's the line?
It's at the end. What do you mean?
Okay.
And here we go. The Hellions do arrive, and so far, great reaction from DRG. He's got his Queens. His Ling's going to be able to rotate over in time as well. And as you mentioned, it is a Banshee opener, so nothing too crazy here at a Cure. Looking to get into his own game this time.
Yeah, standard opener once again coming out from QRDRG, responding quite comfortably to this as well. So we should see both players getting into the mid game in their comfort zone, so to speak. And yeah, extremely standard stuff. Kyo going to be going for just 6 Hellions as well, which has become kind of the go-to for most of these players, especially people like Clem who are still using this quite heavily are going to be favoring this as well.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. As we've seen Overlord scouting into the main as well, just confirming the 1-1-1, confirming that Cloak that is on the way for this Banshee. So DRG is getting ready for it back at home. Again, nothing too out of the norm so far, except for the fact, of course, that Cure is behind the driver's seat, right? Like, he is known for his just multi-pronged aggression, and despite everything looking normal, he can still pull apart his opponents.
Now, this is what I was expecting game one, but DRG,
Mhm.
after scouting the 3CC Banshee, throws down all of his gases on 3 bases, and yep, there we go, the Spire is here. So, this is traditionally a very strong response to 3CC Banshee to go for Mutiling Bane, and it's something that DRG is a specialist with as well, so this should be a very interesting game.
Yeah, we'll see if it goes unscattered. The Banshees do arrive here at the natural base. 4 drones already going to be going down, so a lot of damage is done. Gas mining is denied as well, which is very important, especially when it comes to working towards mutas. But I believe the Spire wasn't quite scattered. The Banshees didn't go quite far enough into the natural.
Yeah, that's right, but Cure does start to see those extra gases. He knows that the Force is a little bit late as well. Also sees that the creep isn't too far out, so all of these things together should start to become a little bit suspicious for him.
Yeah, exactly, as you do have, the Hellions almost getting surrounded, but great positioning behind these mineral patches here as the Lings are getting annihilated.
Yeah, Ling's getting absolutely roasted. This is pretty nasty here for DRG. You do not want to be losing so many Lings here. He is going to have to replace those and is not on a very healthy drone count right now.
Really is not. I do see DRG going to be rotating around, going to be keeping some of these Banshees at bay here, but the Hellions, they do find the room to clean up a lot of this creep, and the drops are soon to be upon us with those medevacs on the horizon, but I still believe that the mutas haven't been spotted yet.
They haven't. And this is 10 meters coming out with +1 attack. This is a brutal timing. This is something we used to see Rogue doing a lot. And sometimes he would just get on top of the production with the first 10 meters and the Terran would be completely out of position and get decimated. This is something that Cure's going to need to put together quite quickly. And it certainly helps his cause that he was able to kill so many Lings earlier on.
Yeah, exactly. As the mutas, they do head in towards that third base. There was nothing here ready for it. No turret in position. SCVs are getting annihilated once again. But Cure is focusing on his main push. What is at home to defend? Because we rush into those mutas, there is no bailing speed.
Yeah, the turret has started in the main, but Cure realizes that he has to be a bit more push now because he's lost quite a lot of SCVs. He needs to get some damage back himself. Looks like we do have turrets in the main and the natural. We're trying to get one up at the third. Beautiful marine positioning, but DRG wants to take that fight.
He does want to, but the Bailey's, they all go down. The one tank does survive. The Marines are pushing into the third base. It's too much. GG gets called, and Cure takes game number 3 and the series. Whew.
Yeah, absolutely clinical from Cure. He does not come back. He doesn't try to fight those mutas. He just deals with it as best he can, and he tries to force the issue with that push to great effect. GG, and Cure will take the 2-1.
GG again. That's kind of the danger at times when you rush into mutas like that, is that your ground army suffers as a result. Not just that though, but the control of Cure, the ability of his ability to be able to focus fire and snipe all those banelings and still have a tank survive the initial attack to be able to break the defenses of DRG and snowball from there. That was pretty close though. That was a pretty intense moment.
Yeah, that was really well handled overall by Cure, but a lesser Terran absolutely could have fallen apart there, and I do think that DRG had a very good idea overall.
Definitely. With that, GG, well played. Cure does take the series, and now we're going to be getting ready for our third matchup of the night. It's going to be Young versus Cyan after the break.
See you soon.